What are different RTE entities? So in RTE, we have different entities like software component, composition, port interface, connector, internal behavior, and enable entities. So we will study one by one regarding these topics. First is software component. So in AutoSAR, your application is distributed in different software components. The software component is that component where your actual application logic is written. So in AutoSAR, a functionality of your application will be encapsulated by a software component. For example, power window operation in a car. So for this, we will have a dedicated software component which will perform this functionality based on the input of switches. If we have to pull the window down or up, that depends on the input of switch. And to handle that logic, we will have a piece of code written in software component which will be part of your application. Also, software components communicate with each other or through lower layer by using something called as ports. So we have provider and receiver port through which information can be exchanged or certain functionalities can be invoked, like calling a function. So below are some of the software components. So first is application software component. This is a normal component which only has application. Next is sensor actuator. So this is a special type of software component which handles sensors or actuators. Next is parameter software component. So this is used for the calibration purpose. So if another ECU wants to access certain calibrated values, so using this software component, other ECUs can access it. Next is composition software component. After that, service proxy software component. So it is a proxy to provide internal services to one or more remote ECUs. Its main use is to distribute more information of vehicle throughout the system. Next is service software component. So it provides services specified by AutoSAR or BSW modules. So for each of the main BSW modules, we will have a specific service component. For example, for DEM module, we have a DEM service software component which will have services like setting of event status or setting of some freeze frame data. Next is ECU abstraction software component. So this provides access to your input-output devices by directly interacting with certain specific PSW modules. Other software components can't be used to access this input-output. Only ECU abstraction software component can be used for this purpose. Next is CDD, SWC. This is used to develop your CDD drivers for external devices which AutoSAR don't support, or some application may require critical time operations. So for that also, the CDD software component can be used. Next is NVBlock software component. So we make use of this when we want to interact with your memory. So these are different types of software components: atomic, parameter, composition, service, CDD, NVBlock, application, ECU abstraction, sensor actuator, service proxy. So next, what is composition? So composition is used as a structuring elements to build up a hierarchical system. So this is a composition one. This will have software components. We are grouping these two components as one composition. So these two components will be interacting with each other, or they might be having certain similar functionalities. So basically, composition is used to group together certain software components. So it is nothing but a group of software components which is assigned to a single ECU during system configuration. Such grouping helps in abstracting the software components and standardizing software development. That is what AutoSAR main purpose is. So this grouping is logical. It means there is no memory used in such grouping. This is just for logical understanding purposes. It makes our work easier. Next is ports. So we have two types of port, provider port and receiver port. So provider port will provide certain information. It can be data, it can be a function call, and the receiver port will receive that information. So in simple terms, ports are a medium of communication for software component to interface with the external medium. So port is a channel or connection. Basically, it's a connection which is used for data transfer between software components or BSW modules. As AutoSAR aims in standardizing, the data which will be transferred between entities needs to be known at configuration time. So ports are no exception. So during configuration time only, we will configure all the P port and R port and the interfaces between them. So ports belong to exactly one software component at a time. The port may or may not be connected to other end. So there are two types of ports, P port and R port.